The first time I heard about solo leveling was when a friend recommended it to me after the end of its manga or manhwa. And every time I hear this guy talks, there is only one thing that pops up in my head. Isn't that just the ending of Ocarina of Time? So many years later, I did any person at that time would do. Read the manhwa. I know the first season of the anime have been out by now, but I wanted to keep up on the story and I'm more of a reader. That way I can focus more on the story. I think you can already tell where this is going. Me, reading a beloved manhwa, infamous for not having an actual story at all. Hype because the animation is good, but I'm over here flipping pages. It was really painful to sit through and I actually genuinely have no idea where to start talking about this thing. Let's talk about the character itself. Song Jin-woo is, by the way, the most OC of all OC. Hey guys, this is my OC. He used to be weak, but he's smart. A girl likes him anyway, which she isn't even gonna end up with. He discovers this design in the system which makes him the most powerful hunter. Now he has the chance to prove everyone wrong. You know, typical nepotism. And that joke about nepotism is an exaggeration, by the way. The story gives in only to him, a random nurse asking for his number after seeing his mid-physique. I don't think this nurse ever appears ever again in the story. He tries to help his fellow hunters clear out a dungeon, but he tries to keep it low-key. But oh, unfortunate for him, a pretty sorcerer can see him. There is just so much of this that I couldn't help but cringe at, like an actual teenager could have written this just by daydreaming scenarios in his head. Why do I know this? Because we all do. I guess that's why it's so like so much.
This whole thing, all of this, it's all about me.
That people could project themselves into this character, but when visualized like this, it gives off the same energy as your mom telling all the embarrassing thing you did to her friends just to gain some mom points. Or is it just me? Like, yeah, that's me. I used to imagine myself saving a life, impressing my crush with my washboard abs, or being able to sing in front of everyone and shocking them. You get my point. This is probably my favorite, and also everyone's apparently, is when there is a girl known as one of the strongest hunter who can apparently smell a hunter's aroma, and most of them are unbearable. With the exception of Satoru Gojo, no, I'm just kidding. With the sole exception of Song Jin-woo, who apparently smells good. Remember fellas, always smell good because the first hole you will penetrate is her nostrils. Someone came up with this. Someone must have came up with this. Well, it was 2016 where K-dramas have been in the rise recently. Like, I swear, as soon as he acquired that power, luck has been on his side because there is no explanation as to why he grew a few more inches at the right age of 20. When I read this manga, I was also 20, so I was jealous and fuming because I've been the same height as I was at 17. I don't think the manga ever explained this other than the fact that it's a side effect from the superpower. I mean, what did I honestly expect from a story so basic in terms of writing? These things are so easy to spot that I'm starting to understand that one girl more.
Because this is what it does, it appeals to like the male fantasy.
Hey, I'm not against fan service, but maybe keep it subtle so that I won't be able to look at myself in the mirror and see how much of a fat chad I am.
Wake up, brush my teeth, go back to sleep, I'm a bum, nigga.
This is how it feels to consume something you know it's made for you. So yeah guys, this is my OC. What do you guys think? Comment down below. Now let's talk about the story. Don't worry, this won't be a recap, even though you probably need it since you watched it with your brain off. As someone who read the manhwa without needing the stimuli of an animation, I have a full knowledge of the story. But only up until Jeju Island, which was supposed to be the major arc apparently. The story pretty much did a full 180 and started revolving the attention on the main character to the point that the MC himself became this cold and authoritative figure when we all know what he was like before all of this. It's a complete whiplash. We don't even get the slow transition of this new character of his, which definitely ruins the immersion. He's not Walter White to Heisenberg, not Michael Corleone. He used to be a scrawny kid that happens to acquire something beneficial and all of it happened in a span of like what, 2 months? And now he just looks pretentious and probably just another way of saying horny.
You don't know what the PK stands for, bro?
Penalty kicks, like, out of here, bro. Like, bro, I'm not losing to you, bro.
Bro, it stands for player killer, bro. That's what I do, I'm a killer.
I think Tyler and Ryan Gosling says it better here.
Wasn't too cool to care.
Dipset,
You
that
can't
very
be
cool.
too cool, because if you too cool, you gonna freeze to death.
Right.
trying to be too cool and
that's
not
what
be
happens.
silly and always try to be hard. And it's like, bro, you look dumb.
Don't try to be too cool, but don't try to be, too happy, just be yourself.
If they wanted to introduce a cold and emotional-less character, we see characters like Levi Ackerman, who probably has more aura than any anime character ever, in my opinion. In the topic of comparison, Ayano Koji, who most likely has the same fan base as Song Jin-woo, which I doubt because Classroom of the Elites actually has a story to tell. Ayano Koji is a better written character in terms of actually achieving his plans as opposed to Song Jin-woo, who promised to hide his powers and abilities, but he just couldn't help himself but break those promises in the name of aura farming. Ayano Koji tries to be basic and elusive. Song Jin-woo tries to hide his OP powers and has no idea how the media and internet works. Oh, I went from D to S, surely that won't be broadcasted. Brr. Like, I'm telling you, it's on purpose in the name of aura farming. Having to show off is supposed to come off naturally, and he looks dumb. Let's talk about the Jeju Island, because I really want to get into this. There are so many wrong things about it that it just range baiting after I finished it. The Japanese hunters were being introduced.
Ah, damn.
I was so immersed in the story because a major arc is about to start. So what I did was, I memorized their name. Because I thought it was going to be like My Hero Academia Season 2, where we are introduced with this diverse superhero, only this time it's hunters from other countries. They started lining these characters up to fight in the Jeju Island. They even got a retired healer to come out of retirement with a loving family. And Song Jin-woo was like, nah, I'd rather stay. You ain't governing me. And I was like, cool man, whatever. I wanna see these other hunters fight anyway. So they all head out to the island with the Japanese hunters, including the retired healer with a loving family. The reason I keep bringing up this guy is because he's going to be an important topic later, because they get their butts handed to them. Struggled is an understatement because they got power death so hard by this insect final boss, which they hype up by killing all the Japanese hunters. I took my sweet time memorizing the name of.
Kiss me, man. What? Kiss me. When I'm being f***ed, I like to get kissed a lot. Come on.
Now, the only ones left are the hunters of Korea. The leading lady is beaten, the retired hero is pretty much dead on live television, and that's when Song Jin-woo starts appearing.
It's about to.
$1 billion later, he finally bought his mama house. All right, should we clap for that? I think the whole room right now is thinking the same thing.
Apparently, he planned this from the beginning, where he used his ability, which by the way, can't help but compare it to Zed's from League, which is the most popular game Koreans play. So, let me get this straight. I actually have to look up why he stayed. It's because someone is to protect his mother. But I also thought it was because he doesn't want his identity to be out in the public, which is pretty much useless to hide now. These are also good reasons why he should have stayed. But once again, since he acquired the power of plot nepotism, he gets the glory on live television.
What the
Stupid fucking book.
So the leading lady is badly hurt at this point, and they are in need of a healer to help her. But unfortunately for them, the retired healer is dead, which was, by the way, died on live television. And Song Jin-woo must have saw this and was like, not yet. But fortunate for them, Song Jin-woo has an ability that can revive the dead and turn them into his accomplice. And that's exactly what he did. In order to revive the girl, at this point, I don't really understand his moral compass at this point. I think he just considers everything as a means to an end. The only reason he appeared in the island was so that he could level up. I mean, that's exactly what he did at the end of the arc. And if he knows that he'll overpower the ants in the first place, why didn't he come in the first place? And he clearly doesn't give two fucks about the Japanese hunters, including the healer. Probably also the rest of the S hunters, especially the girl, because he should have appeared already in order to prevent her injury. And she was also eager to join his newly developed company, and she just ignores her. Brother, I know you're the same scrawny kid that was blushing over a B-rank healer in chapter 1, which was 2 months ago. Maturity takes time. That's one of the few things most manhwa fails to realize. I read better character development in an adult manhwa than this. Okay, so the reason he doesn't allow new hunters in his company was because he wants to operate it himself. Sort of like, um, sort of like, sort of like, he also almost named his company Solo Leveling or something. And someone mentions how immature it was. That's what I've been trying to say. This guy is corny. If I remember correctly, I think he ended up naming his company after his sister, but only like reverse it a little bit. So that answers his moral compass. He's a family oriented. He's a family man. Sort of like sort of like a also, this is definitely the cherry on top of the reasons why I call him an FO baby. He has a father who is also an overpowered hunter. Do you guys know the Ackermans? How about Naruto Uzumaki? How about the Saiyans?
The Saiyan Saga. That's what I'm gonna watch right now.
Saying saga?
Sa-
Saying. Like what you saying?
Nope? Okay, you're lying.
What's that?
What do these family trees have in common? They have their own sets of abilities or powers exclusive only to their bloodlines. So imagine Song Jin-woo's father, who is LeBron James, and he has a child who is pretty much Bronny Jr., who took steroids in order to average 40 without needing his father's genetics. If you're asking me, that's pathetic.
You have the blessing of parentage.
He is 20 at this point, by the way, if you're asking if it's just delayed. Also, despite being weak, there was a girl by his side who did not at all look down on him. She's kind of like the girl from Spider-Man who gave Peter some cake. She's basically the best love interest for Song Jin-woo, but what I learned a lot about Koreans, and most of the stories that they tell, is more leaning on hierarchy. So the stronger who was injured gets Song Jin-woo, or should I say, he gets her, because he and her deserves better.
At least she treats me like I'm somebody.
Yeah, but would she love you if you were nobody?
Nobody loved me when I was nobody.
I did.
So how did their relationship develop? Aside from love at first sniff, this is definitely more ridiculous than that. Do you guys remember the retired healer that died in the island? You know, the person that Song Jin-woo turned into an accomplice in order to heal the girl's injury, which he sets free after his job is done? Well, this guy started hunting the girl in her bed, trying to be a wingman to Song Jin-woo. You barely know this guy. And as I've said 1,000 times in this video, he has a wife. Why didn't he hunt them? Instead, he's here trying to give a guy he never interacted with some play. This was the moment I completely dropped the entire manhwa because it's getting ridiculous.
It's getting ridiculous. Ridiculous.
I don't know why I was convinced by Mr. Beast and Charlie and my friend, but I guess I learned one thing today is that wisdom does not equate to intelligence. Or maybe that's my problem in the first place, is that I don't know how to turn off my brain in the first place. But since I read the manhwa, I didn't rely on the animation, where I can just drool while watching all of these flashy animations. There's also a famous cut from one of these, which was just a rip-off of another cut from another anime, which was 10 times better, by the way. But everything is a copy of a copy now. People that are fan of this will probably say something stupid like, you haters talk about it more than blah blah blah, then have lesser knowledge about the show than the people hating it. In order to hate something, you first have to learn more about it. I mean, just ask Kendrick Lamar.